A group of friends travelled to a remote island for the 4th of July. Hours later, their boat returned without one of them. His phone came back. He did not. 2 days later, 18-year-old Nolan Wells was found dead near the island. Authorities initially suspected drowning. His family believes too many questions remain. Now, social media companies are being subpoenaed. Audio experts are studying an emergency call. And a grand jury is expected to review the case. Tonight, we're asking one question. What happened to Nolan Wells on Horn Island? Welcome to the podcast, You Can't Unhear. Disclaimer before we start. This case is still developing, so there will be more information, clarifications, and possible changes on the way. Nolan Xavier Wells was 18 years old. He had recently graduated from Ocean Springs High School in Mississippi, where he played football and was preparing for college. Friends and relatives described him as athletic, social, and deeply loved by his family. On July 4th, 2026, Nolan joined friends for a holiday boat trip to Horn Island, a narrow barrier island located several miles off the Mississippi coast. The area is scenic, but isolated. There are no permanent residents, few immediate resources, and waters that can become dangerous quickly. The group's boat reportedly left the mainland at approximately 9:56 that morning and arrived at Horn Island shortly after 11. The purpose of the trip appeared ordinary. Young people gathered on the island, socialized, and celebrated the holiday. Witnesses later told investigators that Nolan had been drinking. Exactly how much he consumed and how impaired he may have been remain important unanswered questions. Toxicology evidence could help clarify that, but intoxication alone would not explain where he went, how he entered the water, or whether anyone was with him during his final hours. At some point that afternoon, the boat Nolan had travelled on began experiencing mechanical problems. Around 4 o'clock, someone aboard called a private towing service, reporting that the bilge pump had failed and that the boat was taking on water. The caller sounded frightened. At one point, the recording referred to 7 people being aboard. The boat was eventually towed away from the island. Newly published video reportedly shows 7 people on or near the disabled vessel, but Nolan does not appear among them. That supports the account that he was not aboard when the boat departed Horn Island. According to Nolan's friends, he had chosen to remain on the island, possibly because he was speaking with a young woman there. Witnesses have reportedly told authorities that Nolan was seen alive after his original group departed. If accurate, that detail significantly narrows the timeline. It would suggest Nolan did not disappear during the boat emergency and was not secretly aboard the vessel while it was being towed. Instead, something happened after he remained on Horn Island. But several questions remain. Who last saw him alive? What condition was he in? Did he expect his friends to return? And did everyone involved understand that Nolan had been left behind? Those answers have not yet been made public. The boat later returned to the island, but Nolan was not found. His phone, however, was reportedly with his friends. That detail has become one of the family's greatest concerns. Without his device, Nolan could not easily contact anyone, check his location, or call for help. Friends have said there was nothing suspicious about the phone remaining with them, and one friend has publicly denied that anyone deleted information from it. At this stage, there is no verified public evidence proving that messages, videos, or photographs were intentionally erased. But the family wants the devices complete digital history examined. Nolan was reported missing on the evening of July 4th. Search crews from multiple agencies began looking across Horn Island, nearby waters, and surrounding areas. 2 days later, on July 6th, a National Park Service ranger found Nolan's body near the island. Initial statements from authorities suggested that drowning was a likely explanation, possibly involving currents around the island. The sheriff's office also said there were no immediately obvious signs of foul play. But an initial theory is not the same as a final medical determination. And Nolan's family believed conclusions were being reached too quickly. The family hired civil rights attorney Ben Crump and commissioned an independent autopsy. The second examination was performed by forensic pathologist Dr. Roger Mitchell. His preliminary report listed both the cause and manner of death as undetermined, pending further investigation. The examination reportedly found no fractures or clear deep tissue injury that established a violent cause of death, but it also could not rule out foul play. One of the most discussed findings involved the internal structures of Nolan's neck. The state medical examiner had retained portions of the trachea, larynx, and related structures during the first autopsy. This meant Dr. Mitchell could not independently examine the complete neck. That limitation matters because those structures can help assess possible neck compression, airway injury, or other trauma. However, retaining organs or tissue for additional laboratory examination is not automatically improper. Medical examiners may preserve structures for microscopic study, toxicology, or further testing. The unanswered question is whether the state's examination of those tissues will clarify Nolan's death once the full report becomes available. The independent report also noted areas of discoloration, including at the back of Nolan's head and neck. But decomposition and post-mortem changes can make discoloration difficult to interpret. It can represent trauma, pressure, environmental change, or processes occurring after death. The report did not conclude that Nolan had been struck, strangled, or attacked. It concluded that more evidence was needed. That distinction is essential. Undetermined does not mean homicide. It means the available medical evidence could not establish one cause or manner with sufficient confidence. As of July 30th, the official Mississippi autopsy has reportedly been completed. But its findings have not yet been made public, and Nolan's family says it has not received the full report. The newly released towing call has also generated intense speculation. Online users have circulated altered or enhanced versions, claiming they can hear background voices saying things such as, "Is he dead? Nolan, wake up," or "Check his chest." But audio specialists have warned that these interpretations cannot be accepted without analysing the original, uncompressed recording. Enhancement software can create artifacts, magnify random noise, and lead listeners to hear phrases they already expect. This is known as auditory pareidolia. Once someone tells you what a distorted sound supposedly says, your brain begins searching for those words. The family has hired experts to examine the call properly. Until that work is completed, none of the alleged background phrases should be treated as established evidence. Nolan's mother, Christine Wansley, has now taken another major step. Through her legal team, she issued subpoenas seeking records from TikTok, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Meta, and Life 360. The requests reportedly seek account histories and records that may show when content was created, deleted, or accessed. This information could help investigators reconstruct Nolan's movements, identify people who communicated with him, and determine what happened to his phone after he remained on the island. Law enforcement says it has interviewed dozens of people, including witnesses who were on Horn Island that day. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office has described the investigation as active and said information from the public has produced valuable leads. The district attorney has also announced that the completed case will be presented to a grand jury. Public attention has produced both support and harm. Ben Crump, civil rights leaders, athletes, and entertainers have helped raise awareness and reward money. The father of one of Nolan's friends has separately offered $50,000 for information leading to an arrest and conviction, while insisting that his family also wants the truth. At the same time, friends, witnesses, and both families have reported harassment and threats. Nolan's family has also spoken about race. Nolan was a black teenager traveling with white friends in Mississippi, a state with a documented history of racial violence and failures to investigate suspicious deaths involving black victims. That history helps explain why the family is unwilling to accept an early assumption of accidental drowning. What remains unknown is everything that matters most. Who was the final person to see Nolan alive? Why did he remain on the island without his phone? Did he enter the water voluntarily? Was he impaired, injured, or disoriented? Did someone witness his final movement? And will his digital records, toxicology, or the state autopsy provide the missing piece? Right now, the honest answer is that we do not know. His family deserve evidence. They deserve transparency, and they deserve an answer that can withstand every difficult question. Thanks for joining me tonight. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any updates about this case. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe. And I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast, You Can't Unhear.